So as you can see, there's a lot to talk about. I want to bring in CNN's Gloria Borger and Salem Radio Network host Hugh Hewitt. Okay, here we go. Good evening. Gloria,
Hi.
There's only one way to describe Mr. Trump's comments on abortion. It is a bombshell this evening, but should we really be surprised when he's made such, outlandish, seemingly uninformed statements on policy before?
Look, here's the thing about Donald Trump. People who support Donald Trump aren't voting for him because they agree with him. They are supporting him because they believe that he is strong, number one. Number two, Donald Trump clearly, and you saw in the town hall last night, and I think you saw today in that clip from MSNBC, that there is a sort of stream of consciousness when it comes to policy and Donald Trump. His view on abortion, we know now he says he is pro-life, right? But he said that it is the deeply held beliefs of some conservatives that the woman should be punished. That is not the case. Conservatives believe that the woman is the victim, as he later said, and they do not believe the woman should be punished. They believe the doctor should be punished. So it's kind of ironic here, because I think Donald Trump was trying to appeal to conservatives in the party who are pro-life, and he ended up alienating them within a nanosecond. They were all out there with press releases saying, this is not what we believe.
Hey, Hugh, does this bolster the part of the Republican Party, the base that says Donald Trump is not a real conservative? He doesn't even know what the conservative stance is on abortion.
Well, no, I don't think you can't go that far. Look, the first thing I want to note is that Donald Trump sat down with Chris Matthews. In her 25 years of public life, Hillary Clinton has never sat down with anyone half as conservative as Chris is liberal.
All right,
so
listen,
Donald Trump sits down
this is about
with
Donald Trump.
hard-hitting
This is
questions.
not about Hillary Clinton.
No, but it's about the campaign.
All right, so let's
Hillary
stick to
called
Donald
into
Trump. We're
Anderson
going to
Cooper's
talk about
show.
that. I have that. That's my next
Hillary
question.
called into
That's my
Anderson
next
Cooper's
question.
show
Can we
to
keep it about Donald Trump? Okay, so
I am.
So it doesn't bolster.
It's about
it doesn't.
the presidential
It doesn't
race,
bolster the
Don.
Republican side. The part of the party.
Don,
Hugh, let's stick to
helps,
Donald Trump, and then we'll get to
focus.
Hillary Clinton. Okay? So
I am
please
doing
respond
both
to the
at the
Donald
same
Trump part
time.
of it, and then we'll get to the Hillary Clinton part of it. Okay?
Don, you can't separate Hillary from Donald Trump.
You can
Hillary
separate
called into
Hillary's
Anderson Cooper 20 minutes
Hugh,
ago to jump on Donald
Trump's
Trump.
comments are Donald Trump's comments. Hillary Clinton's comments are
And
Hillary
it's a
Clinton's
presidential
comments.
election.
Okay,
it's a presidential election.
Okay, so then let's stick to Donald Trump's comments. So you don't agree that it bolsters the part of the Republican Party that says
Don,
he's not a conservative?
That is unfair to Donald Trump. I'm
That is not
I'm not
unfair
a
to Donald.
Trumpster.
That's unfair to
I'm not a
Hillary.
never Trumpster.
Hugh, I'm not going to do
the
that.
idea that the presidential campaign can be reduced to sound bites on an issue as important as pro-life. I've been pro-life my entire life. I'm a devout Roman Catholic. And the idea that the debate can be reduced to this issue and that soundbite without bringing up the fact that Hillary Clinton is immediately
I'm going to bring up
politicizing
Hillary
the
Clinton.
issue.
You're moving ahead in the textbook. I wanted your response on Donald Trump. And then I'm going to bring up,
it goes
that is
this
my
way.
very
Don, it
next
goes this
question.
Way. Hillary Clinton is playing this like a violin because the media abets her in doing
Hillary
so.
Clinton is
because
playing this
Donald
like
Trump
a violin.
I'm going to give you an answer, Don. It's a
because
complicated
Donald
answer.
Trump made the statement. The conservatives were the ones who jumped on it before Hillary Clinton did, and you're bringing Hillary Clinton into it. Why can't you stick to the conservative side and then we'll get to Hillary Clinton?
You can't, Don, I'm going to stand my ground here. I'm not going to be pushed around on this because the answer is Hillary. Donald Trump hurt himself last night because he showed that in a debate with Hillary Clinton, he is not as prepared as other candidates to answer either liberal media advocates like Chris Matthews or even nonpartisan advocates like you. He doesn't have the practice, so he had to walk it back. Hillary jumped on him like that, even though she has never gone in harm's way of a serious question. And here's a question about that. Does the conservative base then say, even if I like Donald Trump, he's going to get ground up because Hillary will hit him every time he makes a mistake?
Okay, Gloria,
so
let
I
me
was trying to answer your question.
So Donald Trump's comments are Hillary Clinton's fault, it sounds like. Is that what he was saying?
I didn't say that, Don.
That's what it sounds like you're saying, though.
Look, I think you is right in the sense that Hillary Clinton has pivoted smartly, I think, to the general election. And she spoke with Anderson Cooper tonight about this and said that, all Republicans agree with Donald Trump. And she is trying to lump every Republican in with Donald Trump on every single issue, you know,
Right.
not just simply this particular issue. And I think if I were a Democratic candidate running for office, I would take advantage of it too. The problem the Republican Party has right now is that they've got 3 people running, and they're in a very divisive battle, and they can't, you know, take aim at the Democrats right now because they're in a circular firing squad, right?
Let's listen to what Hillary Clinton said when she called us Anderson Cooper just a couple moments ago about the abortion comments.
The choice is really clear. The Republicans all line up together. Now, maybe they aren't quite as open about it as Donald Trump was earlier today, but they all have the same position. And if you make abortion a crime, you make it illegal, then you make women and doctors criminals.
There you go, Gloria.
Well, I will say that the 2 other Republican candidates came out today very quickly and disagreed with Donald Trump on the question of whether women should be punished. So if that's what Hillary Clinton was referring to, then she's not right. The other candidates are pro-life, and she is right. You know, she is correct on that. But the Republican candidates have not had any problem in disagreeing with Donald Trump on this question or on other questions such as NATO, which a clip you ran of earlier. I think John Kasich said that Trump was absurd on that. I'm not sure if that's the direct quote from our town hall, but you know, Republican candidates aren't lining up behind Donald Trump on issue after issue.
Well, the first person that I saw that came out with a statement was Ted Cruz. And can we put Ted Cruz's statement now before, I thought it was before Hillary Clinton. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in my timing. It says, once again, Donald Trump has demonstrated that he hasn't seriously thought through the issues, and he'll say anything just to get attention on the important issue of the sanctity of life. What's far too often neglected is that being pro-life is not simply about the unborn child, it's also about the mother and creating a culture that respects her and embraces life. Of course we shouldn't be talking about punishing women. We should affirm their dignity and the incredible gift that they have to bring life into the world. So Hugh, he's saying the same thing that Hillary Clinton is saying. Donald Trump has given ammunition to the Republicans in his party who do not like him, and to Hillary Clinton, to the Democratic side. That's my point here. But he is responsible for his own statements. Ted Cruz is not responsible for his statements. And Hillary Clinton is not responsible for Donald Trump's statement.
There is not one. She is responsible for misrepresenting the pro-life movement. She did so intentionally and thoroughly. It is simply a fabrication and a lie to say that everyone agrees with what Donald said last night before he walked it back. There is not one leader in the pro-life movement in America who is responsible. You can start with Archbishop Chaput in Philadelphia. You can go to Robbie George at Princeton. You can line them up. There is not one that will agree with what Donald Trump said last night, which is why he walked it back. Hillary called into Anderson, lied about what the pro-life movement believes, lied about what the Republicans believe, and gets away with it because she won't even debate Bernie Sanders, Don. So while the national news media is busy jumping down on Donald Trump, they are giving her a pass, though Gloria did not. Gloria just called her out on that, and thank you, Gloria, for doing so.
My initial question then, Hugh, does he fundamentally not understand what pro-life is about because he was originally pro-choice? That was the original.
He does not
intent of
fundamentally
my
understand yet how aggressively left-wing the national news media is, and how someone like Chris Matthews, who is very practiced and very skilled, will use opportunities like that, not in good faith, to explore what he in good faith believes, but to embarrass and taunt him. And Hillary is smart enough never to go near someone who is skilled enough to ask her, for example, you called on Corey Lewandowski to resign. Are you going to call on Huma Abedin and Jake Sullivan to resign when they are indicted for breaking 18 U.S.C. 1924? Okay. That would be a good question for Hillary Clinton to be asked.
Okay, so and when I get to Hillary Clinton, if I feel that question is deemed to be asked, I will ask her. So tonight, Mr. Trump again said some controversial things about the use of nuclear weapons. Listen to this.
Can you tell the Middle East we're not using a nuclear weapon?
I would never say that. I would never take any of my cards off the table.
How about Europe? We won't use it in Europe.
I'm not going to take it off the table.
You might use it in Europe?
No, I don't think so. But
well,
I'm not
just
taking,
say it. I'll never use a nuclear weapon in Europe.
I am not taking cards off the table. I'm not going to use nukes, but I'm not taking any cards off the table.
The trouble is that the sane people hear you, and the insane people are not affected by your threats. That's the trouble. The real fanatics say, good, keep it up.
I think they're more affected than you might think.
Okay, your call.
Okay, so then does he know enough about the issue to be president, or is this another clever question by Chris Matthews who's trying to trip him up?
Look,
No, I think it absolutely in the latter category. Go ahead, Gloria. I'm sorry.
Well, look, I think journalists have different styles, okay? And Chris was very aggressive in questioning him. I think Anderson and the town hall last night was aggressive as well. And I think that as people begin to look at a candidate like Donald Trump, he talks to how he's against nuclear proliferation, but he wanted Japan and South Korea to potentially have a nuke, right? And I think that people are starting to raise questions about whether these ideas are thought through, whether Donald Trump needs to sort of huddle with some senior policy advisors and try and talk about these policies that he thinks he believes, because they're very complex and he hasn't been on this stage before. And, as people start to make a decision about a commander-in-chief, they start raising these kinds of questions as you go into the later primaries. And I think one of the reasons that Donald Trump has not been able to consolidate his support the way you see a front runner of his status, and he is a clear front runner, consolidate support towards later primaries, is because there are these lingering questions about what he believes and what he knows. And I think the commander-in-chief question is a very big question out there.
Yeah. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you, Gloria. I appreciate it. See you next time.